In the year 2147, humanity had expanded across the stars. Colonies on distant planets flourished, and Earth's once fragile existence had become a distant memory. The United Federation of Earth, UFE, now stood as a beacon of hope for the entire galaxy. Despite their progress, humanity had one secret that no other species could fathom: an unimaginable power hidden deep within their biology. The galaxy was filled with countless alien species, many of which had superior strength, intelligence, and technological advances over humans. The Skar, a race of towering, scaly beings, were one such species. Their advanced weaponry, biological enhancements, and centuries of experience made them the perfect conquerors of planets. They had never encountered an adversary they couldn't overwhelm until now. The Skar had heard the rumors, whispers that came from the farthest reaches of the universe. Humans were said to possess something extraordinary that defied all logic. They called it adrenaline. At first, it seemed like a myth, something too far-fetched to be true. But when the Zakar finally encountered humans in battle, the truth came crashing down upon them in a way they had never anticipated. Captain Zorath, the leader of the Zakar's elite shock troops, stood on the bridge of his command ship, staring at the transmission from the battlefield. The visual showed a group of human soldiers locked in combat with his best troops. The humans, though smaller and seemingly weaker, were putting up a fight unlike anything Zorath had ever witnessed. "What is this?" Zorath muttered, his voice a mix of disbelief and awe. On the screen, a human soldier, Private James Walker, was pinned under a pile of debris. His leg was crushed, blood oozing from his wound. The Zakar soldiers approached, confident in their victory. But just as they neared, something strange happened. The human's eyes flashed with an intense, fiery determination. In a blur of motion, Walker pushed the debris off himself, leaping to his feet as if the pain had disappeared. He charged at the nearest Zakar, delivering a flurry of rapid punches that landed with force. The Zakar soldier was sent flying backward, disoriented. Walker didn't stop. His body moved with an unnatural speed, his movements sharp and precise, his willpower overriding the limits of his injuries. The Zakar troops, who had thought themselves invincible, were thrown off guard. They had never seen such resilience in any species before. Zorath's hand clenched into a fist. "What is this?" he repeated, his voice a low growl. The human was bleeding, and yet he fought with a strength and agility that surpassed logic. It was as if he had tapped into something far beyond what any normal creature could achieve. The soldiers, though outnumbered, fought with a raw, untamed fury, charging through the ranks of Zakar warriors without fear or hesitation. As the battle raged on, the Zakar soldiers began to falter. Their confidence was shattered. The humans, despite their relatively small size and frail appearance, had an unexplainable ability to push beyond their physical limits. Their bodies reacted instinctively to danger, and adrenaline surged through their veins, sharpening their reflexes and fueling their strength. Zorath watched in horror as the humans overcame his best warriors. His soldiers, though technologically advanced and genetically enhanced, could not match the pure drive of the humans. Every time Zakar was knocked down, another human soldier would step in, seemingly unaffected by the exhaustion and injuries that should have slowed them down. "Report," Zorath demanded. One of his officers, a seasoned warrior with years of experience, spoke up. "The humans, they're using something we've never encountered before. Their bodies, when under extreme stress, unlock a burst of strength and speed. It's unlike any combat ability we've seen in any species. Their resilience is terrifying." Zorath stared at the screen, watching as a human lieutenant, Sofia Ramirez, stood over the fallen body of his Zakar commander. She was panting, her face bruised, but her eyes held a fierce fire. Ramirez raised her weapon, her breathing steady despite the chaos around her. "They have something more than just adrenaline," Zorath whispered, a mix of admiration and fear creeping into his voice. "They have the will to survive, and nothing will stop them." The battle was over soon after that, with the humans victorious. Zorath, utterly stunned, ordered a retreat. The Zakar had been forced to retreat from the human outpost, something that had never happened before. The Zakar had defeated species far more powerful than humans, but never had they faced an enemy like this. The humans had tapped into a primal force, a hidden strength that defied every scientific theory. As Zorath returned to his ship, his mind raced. The Zakar were known for their ability to conquer and destroy, but now they were faced with an enemy that fought not just with weapons or technology, but with something far deeper, the raw instinct to survive. The humans, in their most dire moments, unlocked something that made them nearly unstoppable. Adrenaline wasn't just a biological reaction. It was a weapon, a force that made them stronger, faster, and more lethal in ways that no alien race had ever imagined. Back on Earth, the news of the humans' victory over the Zakar spread like wildfire. Humanity, once seen as weak and vulnerable, was now feared across the galaxy. The Zakar, who had once believed they were the supreme species, were left trembling in the wake of the human phenomenon. The universe now knew humans were not to be underestimated. Their potential, when pushed to the edge, was limitless. Adrenaline wasn't a myth. It was humanity's secret weapon, and no alien race had the strength to withstand it. As the humans celebrated their victory, they had no idea that their strength, born of pure survival instinct, had shifted the balance of power across the galaxy. And for the first time in history, the Zakar were terrified.